You're listening to the RMTV Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the RMTV Podcast for the second episode of 2026. And we're with Jordy and Seibold.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. Very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be on here.
Yes, is it your debut potty?
My debut potty. So not the last though. I'm just going to use this as my stepping stone to hopefully like Hello Sport, you know?
Yeah.
So basically one day she's going to bring us on as a reminder of where she came from.
Yeah, exactly. So
When
this
she got her
is
own
my
thing.
origin story, right?
You got to start somewhere,
Yeah, got to
right?
start somewhere.
So how's the off-season been?
It's been good. Been exciting, yep. Dad, they're obviously back at pre-season now after Christmas, but we went up to Queensland for a bit, get some time off.
Back to God's country?
Back to God's country, exactly. Watched the grand final up there. It's had a bit of a longer pre-season, but...
Who'd you go for in the grand final? Broncos or Storm?
I think we know the answer.
I got a soft spot for the Storm. That was Dad's first NRL club he worked at. That's my political response to that question.
She could make a good polly on the beaches with an answer like that, I reckon.
You could be the next-
Got a soft spot for Melbourne, so...
Yeah, there you go.
Don't worry, I'll support them as well.
We'll go back a bit. So, our interaction at the Everest.
Yes.
For anyone that doesn't know,
final
obviously, your old man's Anthony Seibold, Papa Seibs, at Coaches Manly, been through a few clubs.
Yep.
And then I was at the Everest, probably the biggest race day in Sydney.
Yeah.
Great.
Just
Easy.
shy of Melbourne's
Great,
Cup. Yeah. And I remember
Suited
I saw
up.
you, had the mic on my hand, and then I think I went up, and Manly going to win the premiership.
Well, that's the tell. I remember running through, and I just hear, Seibold. And I run over, and I see the mic, and I thought it was a toy mic. So I'm like tapping on it, I'm like playing around, and I'm like, wait, I'm going to record it. Is it?
Yeah.
And you're like, no. Do you want to record? And I was like, give it to me. Here we go. This is my time to shine. Like, as you can tell, I don't lack confidence. So, yeah, it was a very fun time.
Oh, you ran with that mic.
Oh, I loved it.
I remember you grabbed me, mate, Roll.
I went back to like all my friends outside. I'm going, I was just interviewed. You're going to see it. Like, I was awesome. This was the best. Like, I had the time of my life.
Meanwhile, like me and the boys, we're getting this message from Preston. Hey, boys, I just interviewed Seibold's daughter. And we're like, yeah, right, yeah, okay.
And I'm
Then
like,
sends
alright.
us like a video of it and we're like, holy shit, he actually did it. What the heck?
I lost $500 that day, and I didn't even care. I was ecstatic just by being on a camera. Like,
There you go, Presto.
So
you
know
made
what?
her day.
You made my day. You made my day.
You made my
Atta
day.
boy.
And here we
There
are.
go,
So,
there we go.
140,000 views later.
yeah, mate, the likes.
Who's counting?
And the comments.
Some funny ones.
Some
in there.
controversial ones as well.
Come on, what was one of your favourite? I know you said you had to look through them.
She's just a Nepo baby. Another Cooper John's irrelevant. And I died laughing. And I'm coming for that crown. I'm like, I saw Cooper out when I'm going, I'm coming for your Nepo crown. Like, it's mine. I'm going to steal your spotlight. Like, it was fun. There's like, she sounds worse than her father. She pokes a pack of menthols every single day. I'm pissing myself. I'm like running around the lounge and going, guys, they said this.
Presto, you're a journalist. You got contacts. Do you reckon we get Cooper on and have a battle of the Nepos?
I think we might have to. I mean, Cooper, he's just finished up at
He's just finished a kiss, so no more Southern Cross for him.
We can get Cooper on. We can see what he wants to say.
Just see. Let's just have the battle. We'll sit here and just mediate it and just let them go at each other.
There we go. And I can put on the, like, what's the voice he does? Like the,
Lately he's been doing Bob Catter.
Yeah.
Isn't Bob Catter from
He does
Rockhampton?
a good,
Yeah,
he
he's
does
a
a
rookie.
good one of Dad. I'll say he does a really good one of Dad. Who's the journo?
Buzzer off field.
Buzz.
Oh
Great
no!
Buzz. He gets real
No!
high pitch.
You haven't seen a Buzz until Buzz arrives later today.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Buzz. Yeah,
The Buzz will
Once
come
the
out today.
glasses drop.
Okay.
Okay.
Big promises.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm
I haven't
excited.
done it since last year. So.
Mate, you haven't even practiced, so it's gonna be raw. It's gonna be hard. So if you can get it,
I'm excited.
So outside of rugby league, what do you do? Like what?
So I'm at uni. I've got a year left of uni, but I'm studying to be a teacher. So I work at a school, like doing learning support teaching, which I love. Like, I love that job. But yeah, fell into it a bit funny. Like I was saying, I wasn't the greatest at school. Moved around a lot. I went to 8 schools growing up. So
the curse of having your dad as a head coach.
So I moved around quite a bit.
That's
and
crazy. 8.
I was supposed to move to Canada to be a snowboard instructor, and then COVID hit. And I was like, oh, what do I not like? I don't like working in an office. I hate 9 to 5. I don't want to drive to the city and get stuck in peak hour traffic or be on a bus. This is going to sound really pretentious of me.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair.
I like
That's
being
fair.
on my feet. Like, I like being on my feet. I like being active.
You want to stay in the northern beaches. You don't want to leave.
I want to stay in the Insular Peninsula.
You don't want to go off the
exactly.
spit.
And so, yeah, we're teaching. Dad's obviously a teacher. The the academic that he is. But no, I really love it. So I'm a teacher. So yeah, it's really good. Primary. I'm not smart enough for high school.
Yeah.
Do you have to be smarter to be a high school teacher or a primary school teacher? Because I'm thinking back some of my high school teachers.
You definitely need a lot more
I reckon
patience.
primary, you've actually got to be smarter because you've got to teach more.
You know what? All my friends or anyone I know who's a high school teacher say the same thing. They'd be like, I could never do primary. But I look like I could never, ever do high school. I think the year threes could beat me in a maths test. Like, I'm sometimes in the classroom and I'm like doing it and I'm like working it out as they're doing it too. And a kid gets it, I'm like, fuck. I need to double check.
How do you feel that a year three, like an 8-year-old
like,
beat you?
You know that old show? It's like, are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yeah.
I think sometimes I'm not. Or I'm like, I'll spell something wrong and I'm like, I was just testing you. I want to see if you knew how to spell it correctly. That was a joke on the board there, guys.
And you just sit there going, oh, shit, I fucked that one up, didn't I?
Is that when you just get ChatGPT?
No, never.
Nah.
Liar. All teachers do it.
Usually not to. With the way it's going.
Might as well.
So teaching, on holidays, I've just been living life. Yeah. Pretty chill uni.
It's going to be a big year. Like, obviously the off season, cricket.
How good were the
NFL's been
Ashes?
on. Do you watch any sports in the off season when the league's not on?
Yep. So I'm a big American football fan, big NFL fan, college football especially. Got the national championships tomorrow. So it being off season and me being on my break at work, I've just watched the whole playoff runs in college, and now I've watched like the last 2 weekends of the NFL. So it's been pretty interesting. Bills, unfortunately, out.
Is that your team?
It's not my team, but I have a soft spot for Josh Allen. I don't know if you guys have watched the Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Right, love.
But really, like, let's be fair. Did Josh Allen really lose? He gets to go home to Haley Steinfeld. He's doing all right in life. Like, no matter what, he's still doing good.
100% he's doing well. But no, so I love American football. Obviously the cricket.
Great series. I think I went 3-2 to the Aussies.
I went 3-1 and so did Benny, but we were expecting a Sydney washout. And I tell you what, I got day 4 and 5. Day 4 was brilliant. Day 5 cost me $30. That was my ticket. We're not going to talk about how much alcohol I drank. But I tell you what, 2 brilliant days of cricket, and I got to abuse the Barmy Army. It was fucking brilliant.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So dad and one of his mates went to the first day.
Yeah.
And he gets home at like 2 p.m. I'm like, what are you doing home? He goes, done. I'm like, we literally...
At 2 p.m.?
He was home by 2 p.m.
Well, yeah, because remember they
Couldn't
came
go,
off early because they're stupid.
It was like dark, so they couldn't play.
That's what shits me with cricket.
But same with like the 2-day test at Perth. Like it's no one wants that. You're losing money and it's not as entertaining. And there's a longer break between the test matches.
I think Adelaide went 4 days.
Adelaide went into day 5.
I don't want to be waiting 5 days.
Well, you got to think, right? And I mean, I'm a bit older than you two. I got 10 years on years, but my memories of Perth are day 5, those stupid cracks
At the whack up.
Yeah.
and you just watch a ball just shoot off and it's like pitched in line and ends up at second slip. Like, you need day 5.
When did you start watching cricket? Because my first series I remember was a little bit of the 2011 when England won, unfortunately. But the best one was 2013-14, 5-0.
Mitchell Johnson, 38 wickets.
My God, him.
Yeah. I'll probably say I was living in Melbourne at the time in 2013, 2014. I would have been I think I was in year 6. I was 11, and I remember. Like, you do Milo cricket? Like,
Yeah.
Back in the day. I remember maybe a year earlier, Milo cricket came. And my dad played cricket growing up, played for Queensland, bowler.
Bowler, batter?
He's a bowler.
Medium pacer that nip back. Yeah.
But he used to always say growing up, like, I was in cricket and rugby league, and I took the rugby league route, like, blah, blah, blah. And so he forced us all to play. I ended up playing, and I ended up making, like, the Victorian schools team.
Yeah, wow.
Like, I was, like, 12, and I thought it was the best thing ever. And that test, probably, around 2013 there, was when I really got into it.
Mitchell
I
Johnson.
started playing it. I was going to be the next Elise Perry. Like,
Yeah,
I genuinely, was like, that's going to be me. I'm going to be a dual, don't know what they were going to be.
You don't know what the second sport was going to be.
I was going to be a dual, sport, international player, and one of them was going to be cricket. Like, that was my...
Cricket and RLW, you could have had it made.
I did the same thing. I remember I actually stopped playing rugby league and I wanted to become a cricketer because I was a big fan of David Warner, you know, Kaboom. Went to one of the cricket shops around here. Anyway, so I think it was like $800. Mum got me in a kit, the helmet, everything. Mum just like, damn, cricket's like expensive. Yeah. Like, you know, footy, you just get a footy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's expensive the first time you have to buy everything. Yeah.
And I remember I played for 4 years, and then I remember just facing a few mates in the net. So I was going, oh, this is like.
This is scary.
This is not that easy.
You should see my family every Boxing Day. we play cricket. Like, as a huge family, whenever we have Christmas.
Yep.
And it's the funny, you have, like, my dad and my uncle, like, coming full pace, like, at my cousin who's, like, 8 years old. Like, I remember, like, my dad got my mum out, I caught it, and you would have thought we had just won the Ashes. Like, we're chucking up our drink, we're running around. And my sister's boyfriend, like, dad bowled the ball, and my sister's boyfriend, like, caught it. And Dad looks at me and goes, he's just 6 years old. Like, and they had only been dating for like a month at this point. Goes, oh, what are you doing? Like, you get out of here.
Yeah.
It's too good. Like,
No, I had a Boxing Day test as well, just at the park, and it's good. Like, you just get a wicket, and the boys are jumping on each other.
Yeah.
I remember the first ever thing, MCG, we went to South Africa versus India. Like, just a one-day international test at the MCG. It would have been...
Like the old Tri-Nations that we used to have.
Yeah, it would have been back in like 2013, 2014.
Nostalgic, weren't they?
And I remember there was this one South African bowler, fast-paced bowler, who's like...
Oh, AB de Villiers?
Nah, it would have been either... It would have been Stein, probably.
I think so. And I just remember watching. I reckon, I knew as much as any 11-year-old girl knew. And just genuinely having the best time and being like, that is awesome. I want to be able to do that. Like, that is what I want to be able to do. And I played for a few more years, and then I just think it's a dying sport. You don't see, like, it used to be always cricket in the summer, rugby league in the winter, right? But no parents want to sit out on a Sunday for 8 hours anymore. And I feel like you don't see it as much. Maybe in the country. I mean,
look, even some people say, like, even league's a bit of a dying sport. Some parents want their kids playing soccer.
That's because... and I'm going to say this as respectfully as I can. That's because most parents are little bitches nowadays.
Oh, they're too scared.
Like, at the end of the fucking day, it's contact sport. And, like, I was probably lucky because I was the size of most of the Islander guys when I was playing.
Yeah. But you had a real birth certificate, didn't you?
But mine was a real birth certificate. They were 16, I was 12, and I was still flogging them. But, like, you know...
100%. I think just the gentle parenting era, like, being in teaching as well.
You'd say so much.
You need to learn how to lose. Winning and losing is a part. The amount I have learned from being in a team sport, even, like, contacts, like... Everything. I think I'm going to be that mum running up and down the kid. And you know how they stop keeping score in, like, under 12?
You're still going to be keeping score.
It's 16-2. It's 16-2. Like, I'm going to be running up and down. I think, like, you're going to get tackled. Like, but you could get in a car crash tomorrow.
Well, like honestly, you get hit by a bus.
Like, you get hit by a bus tomorrow.
You seriously don't know this day and age. But even now, I think some league comps, I know in New South Wales, I think up to under, I don't know, maybe under 8s, it's tag. It's tag now. Yeah. And then you start getting into contact and all that.
So what
I think it's just going to... like, make it worse in the long run, though, because you got 13-year-old kids coming in who don't know how to tackle properly.
Well, that's the thing. So a lot of those kids at that 8-year-old age are still doing the tackle safe program, which is meant to be this huge thing. I remember when I was playing, and, like, you know, I'll brag about it because I came up with Tedesco and we were playing for Camden Rams together and against each other. We were playing under 8s and tackling the shit out of each other, and our form was better than some of the blokes in the NRL, and we were fucking 7 years old.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. So you were saying you played cricket. Did you play rugby league?
No.
Weren't allowed to, or?
No, weren't allowed to. I was scared of being tackled, if I'm being honest with you. I was a big touch, like, I played touch football.
Yeah, okay.
I play
Oz tag now. Didn't play it growing up. I played touch growing up. So this is my another claim to fame. Made the Victorian touch team. I don't know how hard that is at 12 years old in Victoria.
They got touchdown in Victoria.
Yeah, I don't know how tough it is, but it's still my claim to fame 10 years on, bringing that up. But no, played touch growing up, but never really was into tackle. Never, like, I love rugby league, but I just had no interest in wanting to be tackled myself, really.
All the sweat and combinations.
Not even that. Like, I just think, like, I don't know. I always thought growing up, like, oh yeah, I'll play, but I just didn't really.
Never got into it.
Well, it's crazy to think now because we had a mate of ours on, Olivia Lawn. She did refereeing, and I asked her. She's the same age, 23.
Yeah.
Did you want to become a ref or footy player? And she's like, well, back then the women's league was like nothing, and now you look at it now, it's really grown.
100%. Yeah. Like lucky enough, like I'm really good friends with the Millard girls.
Yeah, Jamie and that.
So to St. George and Bulldogs. Yeah. And then in year 12, I lived with Georgia Gray's family, who's the centre for Titans now. Yeah. So it's cool watching them. And obviously Jim Dimmock, assistant at Manly, his daughters play. So it's cool watching them, but it just wasn't really, like, I'd never really heard of.
Because you were in Melbourne as well around that time as well, so it was even less.
100%. It was all AFL. I played a bit of AFL, like, when I was there.
Sorry
in, like,
about
year
that.
7, I know. But I just love sport. Like, anything I could play. I played badminton for a year. I was
the
the only white person on this badminton team. I loved it. I loved it. Like, any sport you could get me into, I played. Like, it was just, that was what I wanted to do growing up.
Love that.
So let's take it back a bit. Your journey with Papa Seibs, the old man. So you started in Melbourne. So were you born in Sydney, Queensland?
No, so I was born in Brisbane. So born in Brisbane, and then about 2 weeks after I was born, Dad started playing for Hull, KR.
Right.
So 2003
In England,
in
yep.
England. So so
Famous club.
we all moved to Hull. Lived in Hull for 2 years. And then he retired at the end of 2004, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he came back to Toowoomba. And it was it?
He was playing for the Clydesdales for a bit, wasn't he?
And
Yeah.
that was when, like, Sam Thaiday, 18-year-old Sam Thaiday coming through. And
Sammy Thaiday.
he got asked if he wanted to, like, captain the side. So back in 2005, I think it was. We're living in Toowoomba. And he played that. They ended up winning the grand final, I'm pretty sure, that year from the stories that he said. So played there, lived in Toowoomba for a year. And then he got the job with Celtic Crusaders. So do you guys know the coach John Dixon?
Yeah.
Famous coach in Queensland. Legend of the game. He was going over to try and get the Crusaders into the Super League.
Yeah.
So Dad got asked to go over. First year, he played and was strength and conditioning coach.
Yep.
And then got the opportunity to be assistant. And then South Wales Scorpions. So rugby league wasn't huge in Wales at this point, but South Wales Scorpions was like a new club coming up, and Crusaders were moving out of Bridgend, out of Wales. I think over to Cardiff or something like that. And Dad got given the head coach of South Wales Scorpions, which was the league under the Super League over there.
Yeah, the championship.
A championship. So that was his first real head coaching gig. He ended up winning Coach of the Year over there.
Wow.
I know.
Something
so
he'd do later in his career as
something he'd
well.
do later in his career.
We'll get
And
to
then
that. Yeah.
he got the call up to Mackay Cutters, so the theatre side for for Cowboys.
Yep.
So then we moved to Queensland for 2 years. Mackay, he was a head coach at Cutters there.
So Mackay's like south of Cairns, like up
Yeah,
far
so
north
it's like
Queensland?
3 hours from Rockhampton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so around that area, so far north Queensland. Dad's a Rocky boy, so I think he also loved, like,
Being
in
close.
his head, I think it was like, we'll go back here, and that's kind of where it will go.
Yeah.
Like, he loved coaching.
Little did he know.
And
Is he Queenslanders?
Queenslanders, exactly. And he gets the call from Paul Bunn. So I don't know, he's worked in Melbourne for a few years, like in recruiting and all that stuff. And Melbourne, this is my first NRL game actually. Melbourne and Bulldogs were playing in Mackay back in 2012 because Ben Barber's from Mackay.
Back when they used to do the
Benny
real
Barber.
regional rounds.
Real regional, and Ben Barber's from Mackay. And so obviously Dad being the Mackay coach, he got invited into the blocks to sit with them, and we were on the hill watching the game. And he got offered the under-20s Melbourne Storm job.
Wow.
Like, insane. So we've moved to Melbourne. He was at Melbourne for 3 years.
And how old were you when you were in Melbourne?
I moved to Melbourne year 5, but I'm a year young, so I would have been
Like 10 or 11-ish.
Around
like
that.
nine.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah.
9. So I moved there. He was there for 3 years. Under-20s coach the first year, and then he was like the development coach, and then in with assistants. And I don't know if many people know this, but he actually was the assistant for Trent Barrett for 1 year at Manly back in 2016.
Oh, wow. Normally it's the reverse. Trent
Yeah.
Barrett's normally the assistant.
No,
Well, no.
it was Trent's first year as a head coach.
Yeah, because when Trent was sucking, there was massive calls to go, is Seib's going to, is he going to stay and take over?
Yeah, so,
right.
And then, so he signed there for a year and then got the call from Madge to go be an assistant at South. So 2017, assistant at South. And then 18, as we all know, very exciting time, head coach at South. So
Season ended really well, didn't it, if I remember correctly?
Don't bring it up. I remember crying my eyes out. We were sitting up at old Allianz Stadium.
The old Allianz,
The old Allianz Stadium, crying. Because it was only like 12-8 or
It was
something.
12-4.
That was the game where Paul Momorowski.
Paul Momorowski played his one
instead of
game of
Latrell.
finals. Yeah. And you know what? It's funny that you talk about you were crying, because I was just sitting there cheering the whole time.
Right.
I was loving my life.
I hate to lose, and I hate when Dad loses. Like, it really, like,
Especially a
affects
rival.
It affects me, like, so emotionally, like, way more than it ever should have. And that was a great year for us. Like, I think we lost the first 3 games of the season or something.
And then just went on a
And
run.
then we just went on and won, like, 12 in a row.
That
or
was-
something like that. Like, an insane season.
Well, it was a Dally M year for your dad as
Very
well,
end
which
year.
is huge.
Yeah, it was a huge year.
How did he
so-
feel getting that? Was he
was pretty-
expecting it or a bit
He
of a
wasn't
shock?
expecting it. Or obviously, I think when you get invited, there's a little bit of
You kind of,
that.
you're hopeful.
But I think, like, us, like, my poor dad has 3 daughters, but us 3 girls at home, I remember sitting by the TV, like, waiting for the announcement.
Oh, yeah.
And we're all sitting, like, there home alone, and you just hear Dad's name, and it was just one of the coolest experiences. It was like everything he's done, every sacrifice he has made, we have made, how much we've moved around. Like, it's nice to be recognised.
Yeah.
Like, it's for something. And,
It
like,
makes
he's
you
good at
look
his
back.
job. He's good at his job. I know he's good, and it's finally got the recognition.
Yeah.
And people think, like, oh, first year head coaching. You have a 14-year apprenticeship before that.
Yeah, well, that's the
Like-
thing. Everyone looks at, it's your first year as a head coach. They don't look at everything he'd done before that. Queensland, Melbourne, everything he'd done.
Everyone who he worked under, everything he did before that.
So he
And-
worked under Bellamy.
So he worked under Bellamy. He worked under
Kevy,
Kevy at Origin level.
the Maroons, yeah.
And I think even working on a Trent, working that 1 year under a rookie coach as well, it helps you your rookie year.
Yeah.
Like,
You kind of know what you're going to cop as a rookie.
Yeah. And it worked under Madge.
Yeah.
Which, again, great. Madge is a great coach.
Yeah.
Tough coach. I think that was awesome. He's done really well. Obviously worked under John Dixon, who's a legend of the game. And he played under Mal when he was at Canberra.
Yeah.
Like, Wayne was the head coach when Dad was signed to Broncos back when he was, 18 out of school. Like,
You forget that some of these coaches, have had a playing career.
Dad got signed at 16 by Broncos.
And a lot of people forget that your old man actually played for Canberra.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people will go, oh, yeah, he played in the Super League. He was one of those guys, couldn't cut it. But he actually played 20-odd games for Canberra.
I think he played 16 games for Canberra over 2 seasons. When you had Laurie Daly there, you had the Walter brothers there.
It was a prime time of Canberra.
It was a really good... Mal was the head coach. You had Verner there. It was a great team.
He was a front rower, so, he was a short front rower.
And Canberra typically were like that. Well, back then, that
powerhouse.
second Queensland team. So even if you were Queensland, they're like, no, I'll play for Canberra. So many
100%,
Queenslanders played for him.
So many Queenslanders were over there. So.
And even, you said when he started at the Bronx, I think that's any kid's dream up in Queensland.
I think that's the thing. Obviously, Dad's spoken about it before, but going back, I'm sure things would have been done differently. But you're a kid from country Queensland who played for Queensland up to under 18s. He was signed, obviously, to the Broncos. People forget he's a Broncos old boy. Yes, he never played first grade, but he sat on the bench 8 times. You know when you have you play reserve grade and you'd sit on the bench with 8 of you there.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that stuff. He sat on the bench quite a few times. He lived with Wendell Saylor. He was with all those boys. He's an old boy.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
getting
100%.
that call back, and also a 5-year contract with great money. Your family's from Queensland. You'd be silly not to do that. I remember Mitch Barnett once when we were up in Newcastle. He goes, the biggest mistake your dad ever made was making $1 million. And if that's a mistake, I'd make that mistake every single day of my life.
I'd love to make that
That's the biggest
mistake.
mistake of my life. You know what I
it'd
mean?
be nice.
That's a big mistake. And if that's the biggest mistake in your life, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
still remember that. I still remember him telling me that. And so, it was a dream obviously come true for him. Obviously didn't end the way he wanted it to, but I think he's better off for it now.
Yeah, that's the journey. Obviously, he had 1 year at Souths.
1 year as a head coach, 1 year as an assistant.
And then
That was, look, short of winning a premiership at South, he went as hard as he could have.
Yeah,
it was a prelim.
It
was probably one of the best prelims I've ever seen in my life. And I'm talking
It was great. It was a good game.
It was quality. It was low
It was
scoring.
low scoring, and it was a good game.
But let's be real, they're the best games.
They're the best
The low
games.
scoring.
They're the best
Great
games.
defensive efforts.
Great defensive, 100%.
It was a 2 tries to 1 game.
And it could go either way at any minute.
Yeah.
And they're the best games to watch.
They're like your rugby league purists. Look at the prelim Penrith Broncos up at Suncorp.
Yeah.
We were sitting here watching it, and we were losing our shit at it.
At one moment you're yelling, screaming, running around. The next you're praying. The next you're oh my goodness, what's going to happen?
I think there was a lot of fuck Penrith when we were watching that
a lot of
prelim though.
swearing. There's a lot of walking up and down, there's a lot, throwing things.
Yeah.
We hopped on the Broncos bandwagon.
Just for that prelim because I didn't want Penrith in there again.
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, the week 1 of the finals when Canberra blew that so hard.
Twice. Actually, 3 times.
I felt I said to my mate after, I feel like whoever wins this game is going to win the comp.
Yeah.
And that's what eventually happened, right?
Yeah.
So you finished up at Souths. Did you have was it a year break until you went up to Brizzy?
No, so he was supposed to originally sign for Brisbane end of 2019.
Right, yep.
And then obviously when you sign, it's like a player, right? Ruben signing a year out to go to Roosters. There's always going to be the whole year's talking about it. And I think that Wayne was obviously, why would you stick around for a year knowing you're going? So did a swap. Obviously, it was a lot in the media.
That's right.
So I'm glad you spoke about the swap because I've been waiting to ask you this question. Obviously, your old man came out in the media and was brutal about talking about Wayne talking to players while Wayne was still up in Brisbane. This was before it had even been announced. Did that sort of get back to you guys and how was your old man in that time? Because that would have been pretty shitty. He hadn't even signed with Brisbane and there's apparently Wayne's talking to his players and he's like, I'm still the head coach. What the fuck's going on?
I think people don't realise how it wasn't a secret under the table thing. It was genuinely, as it was playing out in real life, was what was happening. Just the people in the media are hearing it at the same time as my family, dad, and all that.
Yeah.
And so when you don't know, dad's walking into, I think they had started a week of preseason already. Dad's walking in every day being I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here. This is my team. And I think it's hard as well. We were all at school. My mum had a job. He has 3 kids at school. it's not easy to just get up and leave. And so I know there was like a comment being like, my kids have started school, blah, blah, blah. It takes a toll on your family.
Yeah.
Like, and it ended up, I think, overnight happening. Like, I think after that came out, the swap ended up happening. And Dad actually lived up in Brisbane for a year by himself. And we stayed here. Because it was just...
You just couldn't do it. It's so hard.
It's like
was
rugby
so
league
hard.
wife swap.
Well, but that's the thing, right? Because like everyone has this thing that it's like, oh, you just up and leave, up and everyone goes. But you can't always do that.
No.
You know, as you said, your mum had a job.
And this thing, like,
You
getting-
girls were in
getting people-
schools.
Getting us into school.
And you were
finding
you
a
like,
place.
how old
And
were you?
I was in year 10, going into year 11.
So you're back
And
at...
so I was going into my HSC.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's a pretty big deal for some people. But Queensland at the time, it was quite different. Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't a HSC.
Yeah, because their schooling system's
And
different.
I'd already gone to 8 schools, or 8 or 9 schools. And we were like, okay, what do we do? Like, how are we going to make this work? And so we would kind of fly up. I remember flying up to Brisbane quite a lot to go see Dad. Mum would fly up. he
Have,
would
like,
fly
weekends
down.
up there
have
and
weekends
things,
up
yeah.
there, fly down back and forth. And eventually that year wasn't it. Actually, I will say it was a good year, 2019. Like, Dad gave 7 boys their debut. Like,
Yeah.
huge. That's huge. He had a team. Like, when we look at that team on paper, you look at all of them now, superstars.
Yeah.
They had played less than 50 games.
Premiership.
Premiership.
Carrigan,
They
Haas.
had played less than 50 games, those boys.
Yeah.
Like, they were all 19, 20-year-old boys. And the reason he got signed to 5 years was because you're supposed to grow, develop.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, you look at that 5th year. That 5th year was the year that they made the grand final against Penrith.
Yeah, exactly right.
So he
Pretty much
laid
same
the
roster.
foundations for this Brisbane Premiership,
well,
essentially.
theoretically,
Well,
his
I might
contract
be
would have run out
biased.
in 23.
I might be biased, but yeah, you look at the boys, like, not much roster change. Yes, Coates left and a few, like, here or there, but no real big roster changes happened.
Structure
And they
stayed in.
finally got 100 games. Chemistry's going to grow when you're playing 100 games with the same boys.
But you also think, like, you think about someone like Shibasaki. Most people didn't know his name until this year. But your old man gave him his debut.
There you go.
So, like, that's a guy that had played 2-3 games of NRL
Yeah.
before this year, hadn't done much, but obviously your old man saw something in him because he gave him a shot.
Kirby, Xavier,
Yeah.
like Reece Kennedy. We had, like, even like Payne Hassan David. I think had played like only 2 games.
Yeah, they hadn't
or something
played much.
the year before. Like,
Yeah.
there was 7 debutants there and a bunch of boys who had not played much footy. And the one thing about Brisbane, you look at the reserve grade, they've got like 3 feeder clubs.
Yeah.
So you look at someone like West Tigers or Penrith. Those boys, like Cleary and Luai, came up together. So they played from when they were 15 years old to when they made their debuts at 19. They
Yeah.
had already played a handful of games together.
Plus the rest, yeah.
Like a handful of games. So they knew where they were going to be, where the pass was going to, how they play with each other. You had like Tom Dearden and like Milford, or just any player. They were playing on 2 different feeder clubs. They had
Yeah.
no chemistry. So you're bringing in 2 19-year-olds who are superstars, but don't know how to play with each other because you're not playing any lower grades together.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you have to rebuild.
Yeah, because you're not having that connection
You don't
like
have
most
that
clubs would
connection that
have.
most clubs who have 1 junior come through or 1. You've got 3 feeder clubs here and you're spreading all your stars out.
It's not the Roosters.
Well, mate, we just do it better down here.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
like, even, I mean, it was such a tough time for the Bronx, and
Look, we
It's
made that, we
arguably-
made that, I know it's a horrible final to go out and against Parramatta, but against all odds, like
2019?
2019,
Yep,
we made
yep.
that final.
Yeah.
Like we won, I think, the last 5 games of like 7 or something to make it.
Well, it's funny because you won like 5 games to make it, and then actually beat Parramatta 19-18 at Suncorp.
I know.
And then everyone was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And then the
then
next
the next
week,
week?
they shut the bed.
Yeah.
And like, I think
That was a big
So I
shit.
think that was a big growing year. Like, obviously, I think looking back, everyone's gonna be like, "What do you mean growing year?" But you go
It was, though. They
you
were
go
young.
into 2020, right? And
You could have those years anyway.
and COVID, like we won the first 2 games of that
Yeah.
season. COVID hits.
That's right.
No one could have predicted that.
No.
And obviously, some teams handled it better than others. But how do you do that for the first time ever a pandemic?
But it's really funny because talking about the pandemic, because I like obviously being a baseball and that I listen to a lot of MLB stuff.
Yeah.
And MLB, which is a multi-billion-dollar
Yeah.
national sport that just goes everywhere, America, Japan, Korea, all through Asia, and they actually took the NRL, what the NRL done, because the NRL was the first sport to go back
Yeah.
live
Yep.
when COVID happened. It was NRL, and then I think cricket went back in like England or something.
Yeah.
But it was so demanding because you guys were just
And
Learning
it
as you
was
go.
and that's the thing. And I remember Dad saying, I think one of the boys ended up getting surgery because it was like a 6-week recovery time, and they were like, "Yep, get the surgery because we're not going to go back for 6 weeks."
yeah.
They ended up going back. So I think it might have been like Payne or something. Payne Haas who like got their surgery. So they were not ready for that. So they had all like getting told each day everything's changing. And you got
Oh, it was crazy
and
time.
as well, like, so my family had moved up in 2020, and I stayed here for year 12 alone. And that was under the premise that I was going to go up on the weekend.
So you stayed down here in Sydney, and then the whole family went
My
up
whole family went up
during COVID.
during COVID.
Wow.
And
That's
I stayed
brutal.
here to finish school. But we were under the impression that I was going to go to every single Sydney game because they play in Sydney pretty much every second weekend anyway, and I would be flying back up. So then it went to being shut down where I couldn't see my mum and dad at all. No idea what was happening. I was doing online school, and I think just that year was a shit year. And when we went back to it, obviously it wasn't a great year. Well, no, for Broncos, it wasn't the best year.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think anyone will, and I'm not saying this to be mean, I'm saying this respectfully. I don't think anyone will ever forget that image in the Telegraph of I think it was one of the maintenance guys up at Red Hill picking up all the wooden spoons.
Yeah.
Because they were just so angry. And that was a 13-game season
And
for
I
them.
think, it comes back to me now. And I remember they played a game on the Central Coast. And I think Alex Glenn, he was in tears. And I think Sullivan at the time.
Sean O'Sullivan was up there, yeah.
And you think, even if you hated the Broncos, you started feeling a bit sorry for him.
Because you could tell, genuinely, and, if you look back on that 2020, I think there was only one blowout game.
And that's the thing.
It was all tight.
They weren't huge games that we were losing by.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've obviously probably blocked a bit out of it, but it was really
Fair.
hard, I think, watching it and just being by myself, watching it, seeing how much it's hurting. But you couldn't really, it's not like you can go do a session with the boys where they're going to get closer. That wasn't the problem.
But
I don't know how you would fix that.
As thinking as a child, as his daughter, you can't even just go give your dad a hug and be like, it's going to be all right.
And that's the thing. And I think that was really hard. And my family, we're a really close family. We're really close. And so I think that was really hard. And it's imagine you're walking down the street and someone says F you to your dad. You'd knock him out, right?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
doing this every day. And I remember my school actually, when I had gone back to school, all the stuff in the media had come out, and my school had to close the gates and lock it because there was people showing up.
I actually remember that.
I'm 17 years old, in Sydney, and I'm getting my school's getting called by the media and things like this.
Because everyone wants to talk to you and say, and I'm not because there was obviously communications about a family member having issues at the time, and thankfully it never eventuated in terms of blowing up more
it's crazy
than
what a rumor can start, right?
Yeah.
Not one of those was true. Yeah. And you now look even 5 years on and people still bring it up about him.
Yeah.
Or bring it up about us. And not one of those was true.
It's crazy. 6 years ago, COVID.
But it blows my mind. And it's I was 17 at school in Sydney.
That's not something you should have to worry about.
Yeah.
And who was coming up to you these people? Just random punters?
Yeah, everything. There was media calling the school or just hate comments or anything like that. But it was just, and it hurt me for him because I think you watch someone doing their dream job.
You protect your family.
You protect your family at the end of the day, right? No matter what happens. And I think knowing that we had moved so much, sacrificed so much, and I know how great of a coach he can be, it's it was hard. It was really hard. It was really hard for the family.
So what was 2020... What was probably the hardest moment of that year?
I still remember his press conference to say that he was stepping down.
Yeah. And
I was at school at the time, obviously here, and I knew it was going live at 11 a.m. I remember I had a CAS class, something so random. And I stepped out to watch it and just breaking down at school in the hallway. Absolutely breaking down, in tears. And I just was, so upset for him.
Yeah.
And for no other reason, but he was just given so much shit, and it's hard to see someone you love. And I just remember being at school and breaking down. And I think that's when it was no matter what you do, people aren't going to believe you. They're going to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how much I say. I could write on comments, reply to every single person in that comment list.
They're not going to.
It's exhausting.
And I think that's what it was. It was exhausting. And I think I broke. It was a really hard year. And I just broke down in tears. But I also thought I got sad because I was this can't be how it ends.
Yeah.
This cannot be how it is.
Yeah.
Please no.
Yeah.
And I just think I was he's worked so hard for this. And people probably say I'm a bit obsessed with my dad, but I'm his number one fan. But he's worked so hard for this. We've sacrificed so much as a family and we'd do it 10 times over, but it can't be like this.
It's funny that you talk about that because I was actually listening to a podcast your dad done with Hayden Knowles.
Yeah.
And he was talking about when that all happened and when he finally came back to Sydney, when the rest of the family came back to Sydney. And I remember him saying that he got a call from Gus Gould and he was like, Gus is like, have you taken the girls to school
Yeah.
or have you, taken your missus out for a coffee? Obviously, you're separated from him, so that's a shit time. But when he comes back to Sydney and you're actually finally all back together, what was that process like? Because it would have been hard, but like
definitely.
How did you find that, like, as a daughter? Because you just, as you said, you want to protect your family, but you love your dad.
And that's the thing. I think it was, we all walked on maybe eggshells a little bit because we didn't know what to say.
You wanted to be
other.
careful.
Like, you wanted to be careful, and like how do you be there for someone? Like, we don't have it. Like, your dad's there for you, right? And my dad's always been there for me, and I feel like I need to be there for him now.
Yeah, it's that
and
power
it's like,
swap.
Yeah, it's like that power swap.
Did you like take a holiday? Like I'm sure you needed to. No?
He did, though. He did. Yeah. Him and a couple of the boys went away.
They went up to one of his mates' farms.
Yeah.
They went off grid and all that stuff. But I think, like, I was saying, our family was really close. Like, we were really close because we always had to be. Like, because we've never really, we've moved every 3 years. Like, it's really us. So I think it was just kind of like forgetting about it. Like, we didn't really watch a lot of footy or anything like that after it happened. And it was just kind of getting back to, like, what makes us happy, what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Like, but I was sitting my HSC at the time. And so I was like having the time of my life. I was probably out partying a bit, but it was a bit hard because I had people's comments and I was really angry all the time.
Yeah.
And so I think I was angry, and then I was like, but I don't want to let him know that I'm angry or I'm upset because that's going to make him upset.
Yeah.
But I think again, it took a bit of time. Like, it really did, but we're on the other end now.
To change the dial a bit, because I'm thinking back to this podcast. Obviously, you went through all that, but then the Eddie Jones situation comes up, where he's helping him out with the English Rugby Union before he got given. He was talking about how it was just a massive change and actually reignited his love for just coaching and that. What was that like seeing him go from literally rock bottom to now, all right, I'm back on top of the world?
Honestly, it was awesome. Like, it was, people say, like, I probably have my identity wrapped up in him being a coach a little bit. Yeah. Like, that's all I've ever really known.
Nepo baby vibes.
Nepo baby, right? And so I think, like, I got really scared that, like, we were never going to watch football again. And, like, just, like, silly things.
You got to watch rugby league.
Well, like, silly
but
things.
I can understand why you wouldn't.
It was like, it hurt
especially
so
Broncos
bad.
games.
It hurt so bad. And I think seeing him get that love back, like, that's his personality. That's him. Like, at the end of the day, he's a footy boy.
Yeah.
Like, he's always going to be a footy boy, no matter how old he gets. Like, a typical footy boy. And I think him being back to that's, like, everything else comes back. His jokey side, his, like hanging out with us. Like, he's just a happier person. And I think seeing that sparkle in his eye, I was like, okay, he's going to come back here, and he's going to be so much better, and going to be better for it. And it's a learning curve. This wasn't all for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, this, like, we can do this.
Yeah, he moved over to the UK at the time. You stayed here?
So he went to Newcastle and was working for Adam O'Brien, just helping out there. And we all went up to the bubble in 2021.
What was the bubble actually like? Because I've heard stories, but like...
It was... I was like 19 or 18, and I was like, you know what? This is the best thing ever. Like, I got to go. We stayed in a hotel for 2 weeks, quarantine. So we all got on these planes.
What clubs were in your hotel?
All the wives were in our hotel, but on
Okay.
our floor we had like Penrith, Souths. We were the only Newcastle family because we weren't living in Newcastle, and Newcastle could just go up.
Because he was just driving up there.
And then a few of the like West Tigers partners. But there was like 10 levels to this hotel, and I still remember saying to my sister, it was almost like, what's that movie, where like the alarm goes off and they can kill like all laws are like legal.
Oh, The Purge.
The Purge.
The Purge,
It was like, we get in and you're getting knocks on your door to get tested, and like for the first maybe few days, like alarm would go through the whole hotel, like beep,
get ready,
beep,
it's
beep,
time.
like,
And it's
things
2 weeks.
like that. It was 2 weeks. But you know what? The Olympics was on, so it wasn't that bad because I was just watching the Olympics.
You're
like 2 in
vibing.
the morning. Like my sleep schedule was messed up, but we weren't allowed on our balconies. Like our balconies were taped up.
Because I remember, I think
Man, what a time.
I think it was
Shake it
Cronulla families got in trouble because they were like handing things through the balcony, and the Queensland government told them to send them
and
home.
I could get it. Like I'm obviously like very lucky and fortunate that we were able to go be up with Dad and do all that. But if I'm a regular Joe, I'm going, why do they get an exemption? They go to stay in this hotel and then go, like we stayed in then Twin Waters in
Nice
resort for like I think 6 weeks after that. It was the best ever. And I was laying by the pool. I had like deferred from uni. I was like, this is the life. 18-year-old me was having so much fun. But no, it was really good. So then when he was up at that bubble, that's when you got the call saying, do you want to go over to Eddie Jones? Because he ended up working defence, but Rylesy was the defence coach the year before under Eddie and had come back to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he have much union background, or it's pretty
No.
kind of works with each other? I guess defense.
Yeah, well, I feel like, again, being a defensive coach in union, it's quite similar. Yeah. And Eddie's like a really big, he's a South Sydney fan.
Yeah.
He's a really big.
Yeah, we all have problems.
Really big rugby league fan. So he had met Dad in his South Sydney days, and just you look like Jason Riles was the assistant before Dad. Like he likes having rugby league coaches. John Clark, JC, who's now the strength and conditioning at Manly, he was at England Rugby, but he played for like Wigan, I'm pretty sure it was, back in the day. Like a lot of rugby league boys around that area. They're quite, I'm not going to say the same, I found it harder to figure out the rules of rugby union than I think it was.
I can't watch it, I fall asleep.
I love the sport, but getting up at 4 a.m. to watch England play was rough, but no, it was pretty cool.
What was it like for him, obviously in England, like massive organisation? Like we're talking...
Huge.
At the end of the day,
like England Rugby
union is bigger
biggest.
than league in England
well, so,
and globally.
Prince William and Princess Catherine were sitting behind him at a game just casually.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, the people that you just cross paths with. But he goes, like, the setup is just amazing. Like, it's an international competition. And Eddie, we all know Eddie's success. And he's a hard coach. But
Brilliant.
You get the best out of it. Like the amount I learned under Eddie is insane. Like, again, another great mentor that he's had. And just that experience, like, and we, as a family, we look back, all that stuff at Broncos didn't happen. He never would have gone to rugby union, never would have coached at an international level. And obviously he had signed to go to the World Cup, which would have been insane before he got the Manly job. But he did, like, Tri-Nations, they did Australia test, like Six Nations.
All over the world.
Because I remember him talking about beating Australia, and he's like, it's a really weird feeling because you're beating your home country.
Well, see, me and my whole family are all dressed up in like English like beanies and scarves. I'm like, but I said, whoever Dad coaches, like, I will become the biggest fan. I will research every player. I will research everything about the club, and like you would have thought I've been a fan from day one.
You're his biggest fan.
Yeah, I'm his biggest fan. Like die hard. So yeah, it was really interesting. It was really cool.
So if you did a bit of coaching in cricket, you would have been in the Barmy Army then.
When Dad was playing at Crusaders that first year, there was like Johnny Dixon's Barmy Army, and I think growing up, I think I sung that for years, like not even realizing what the Barmy Army was. And then I was going, it's English people. No,
don't do this to me.
You got to give it to him. It's quite catchy.
I love listening to them at the cricket.
It's awesome.
Even if I did abuse them.
The atmosphere's insane.
Yeah, but like just little things. It just gives you shivers sometimes.
Yeah. So then he comes back down under for Manly. So he took over from, was it Desi?
Yeah,
Desi.
Yeah,
see, it's kind of funny because like obviously he had the brutal split at Brisbane, but Desi and Manly had a bit of a brutal split, and then he's like,
Desi left Manly, went Dogs, then he came back.
And then went up to GC.
And now he's done.
Now he's retired.
Yeah.
I wonder if Desi's back on the Northern Beaches. Is he?
I don't know.
No, he's living up there.
Maybe he loves the Goldie.
He's living up there.
Who doesn't love the Goldie though?
Oh, I don't know. Depends. Depends which part of the Goldie we're talking.
Did you do a schoolies?
Yeah,
or was that COVID?
It was COVID, so we only got to Byron Bay.
Yeah, I was the same.
You were at Twin Lakes most of that time. You were right.
Yeah, it was fine.
I think I went to Terrigal, so not too.
Yeah, we got robbed. 2020 we were robbed.
It was a weird year. Like I said, that's an asterisk season, so Melbourne technically didn't win the comp.
Yeah, but at least they didn't let Penrith win.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it would have been 5 in a row, and we didn't need that shit.
Exactly.
So you kind of like settling back in at Manly. He's starting off at Manly that year. And how'd that season go? What, no top 8 that year?
No, we got 10th that year. I was actually living in the UK that year. So I moved over to the UK thinking, Dad's going to be in the UK for one more year.
Just chops and changes,
chops and changes.
Yeah.
So I was
and he's like, lol jokes.
I'm going to the UK for a year, like take some time off uni, like really figure out, ended up being like a TA over there, like a teacher's assistant. And then he gets this job and I'm like, what have I done? Like, what have I done? Like worse. But I was getting up at like 3 a.m, like just watching any and every Manly game I could. Like it did not matter the time I was involved. But it was awesome for him. Like I think, again, they came 10th, but where they came that year, regardless, like it was getting the playing group back
it's the
together.
first year.
Because there was a lot of crap going on when he came in. Because there's a lot of people questioning like, why are we bringing him in after what happened at Brisbane? Like,
and I think
the playing group needed a lot of work.
I think he came in the year after Manly had that whole jersey saga.
He did. He came in after the Pride jersey saga.
God, that divided a lot of the players in the club at the time when that happened.
No, but I think it was just again him getting that job for all of us is like. Doesn't matter what everyone else says outside. Like, we know you can do this job. And there are people in the NRL who also back you. and believe in you too.
Well, look, you're not getting what did you get, like a 2-year deal or something?
Yeah, and then,
off the bat, and then they've already extended him. So
re-signed him. And again, your first year, anyone, like I don't care who you are, it's a rebuilding year. Anytime a new head coach comes in, like you look at Rylesy with Parramatta, right? Would anyone say that was a shit season?
Well,
no, exactly.
I think that was a great season for Rylesy.
If Moses played more, they'd make the
100%. So there's just obviously like different things, but coming back, it was always going to be harder for him.
Yeah. And
he was always going to get more shit no matter. He could have come first that year, and it would have been like, oh, fluke. Like, that wasn't him. Like, you know what I mean?
What's the coach done?
Well, because he did cop a bit of that at South with that third place. So there was a bit of it was Madge's team that built, and he just got the rewards of it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then he built Madge's Broncos team.
Exactly right. So hey, he repaid the favour. Difference is Madge's got a premiership ring for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, obviously he was at Manly, and then the second year they had a good year.
Yeah, awesome year. Like I remember going to that Bulldogs elimination final. And it genuinely, like, there's this edit on TikTok.
Allianz?
No, at a core.
At a core, yes, I remember
that.
now.
And we had beat Bulldogs in round, like, 26 or whatever, like, smashed them at a core. And then, like, played them 2 weeks later. And it's still, to this day, one of my favourite games.
I will admit, I went to that game, because me and Luke were at that game with Emilio and the Touchline boys. And I remember sitting there, and I was like, when Marnie started to grub up, I was like, fuck, Manly are going to win this. And then I just remember watching Turbo just go boom, and I was like, holy shit.
Like, watching it, like, it was almost like time stopped.
Yes.
It was like that first half. Like, I never counted us out, but you're getting abused from, like, all the Bulldogs fans all around us.
They were giving...
Like,
they were out the back playing the drums like they'd won.
Like, giving it to us. And, like, just slowly but surely I saw us chipping away. And then, obviously, we got Chez's try off that scrum, which great
that was
play.
Brilliant.
And, you know, like... Think about that. Halsey, the assistant coach at Manly last year, he's going to Newcastle for this upcoming season. I'm so excited to see how their attack goes because I think he's got one of the greatest brains in rugby league. But just like thinking about that play, and then you've got like just the whole team on the fifth tackle, passing it down. You have Benny running, and you're like, pass it to Tolu, like going through, scoring. Ruben kicking. Like I just think, obviously, lost to Roosters the next week.
That was a great week though.
That that the boys coming together for that season, like it was genuinely an awesome game to watch.
And it would have been a big, like, you know, FU, like, to the Doggies fans, because that was their breakout year for the Doggies. They're like, we're not losing this game.
Yeah.
No, they were some of them that were like, when do tickets go on sale for the Roosters? We can't, like, I was, because I was there at a Roosters shirt, and I was confident, and I'm going, we're playing you next week, we're going to beat you, and I'm like, bro, you got to beat Manly first.
I'm the most vocal person you'll meet. Like, my dad jokes you can hear me in the coach's box.
Oh,
like,
bring
I
it.
am vocal, and I'm yelling it back at them. Like, as soon as, like, Ruben got that kick, I'm turning around, I'm, like, yelling, like, I'm jumping up and down, like genuinely awesome. But that was a really good season for us. Like
that was, but you know what? You could see that was kind of what you guys were building for.
Yeah, and I think like this past season, you obviously go into every season thinking like this is going to be our year, and I think being in it, like I see the preseason, I see the camps, I see it when Dad's in and out of work, and I'm like, this is going to be our year.
Well, I've got paramates. They say this is our year. They've been saying that since
obviously
the 80s.
Everyone says that.
40 years on.
And I think like we had some real tough times. We also look at the teams we beat. Like the last 2 seasons, right? We've beat Penrith, we've beat Melbourne, we beat Roosters. It's either one-on-one or both games. Like,
were you at that game last year? It was Penrith Manly at Combank.
Anzac Day.
Yeah, Anzac Day. Yeah, because a few mates and I, we actually were lucky enough we had a box that day.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was a big crowd. It was maybe like 10, 15.
No,
it was
typical
like
Penrith
or something. Well, maybe I don't know, but huge game.
Manly won.
Manly won.
Yeah.
Speaking of Storm, bloody fucking Manly Roosters at Brookvale in that weather. Did you go to that game?
We went to that game.
We were standing on the hill.
Game. Rain, hail, or shine. I'm at that game.
I remember being on the hill.
We couldn't even see like the coaches' boxes.
And
bad.
I remember mates and I, we had a photo, and the rain was just pissing down, and it was still one of the greatest pitches. And you're like, no, this is rugby league.
Yeah. 100%. Like I even went to like local footy on Sunday. And I was like sitting on the hill. Actually, I don't really sit on the hill. And I was like, this is what it's about. Like, I had the best time.
How good is it?
Watching local footy, like with a beer in hand. I was like, this is awesome. But that's what I like. It's gonna sound really like sport makes me emotional. Like I love anything to do with sport. Like,
same.
It's the highs, the lows, like supporting your team. Like it is unheard of.
Sport's more than just sport. Sometimes it's that emotional
I
escape.
was seeing an edit of like an Olympian like that I have no idea about bobsledding, and I'm like getting chills.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's like it brings people together, it tears people apart, but I just think it's really awesome, and I think that Bulldogs game's especially one that sticks in my head. Like just that game will never.
I was going for Manly. I was watching my mate Riley who goes for Manly, and it was like, oh well, there's you win, and then obviously Chooks the next week, but. I thought, like, looking back on it, because Chooks won, I think they won convincingly that game.
Yeah, we had the 2 HIAs.
But we even came back and we beat like Broncos at home
Yeah.
real convincingly after 5 or 3 losses or something like that. And I think people forget we can be really good and we can be any top 8 team on our day.
Yeah.
Like, any top 8 on our team. But then we can also, like, the gap between our high and lows can be...
When I think of Manly...
we should build consistency.
Manly, though... When it's Manly Melbourne, even if Manly's coming like 14th, Melbourne's first, I'm like, you know what?
You always get up for that game.
Bogey side.
And that's the thing, like, you're never going to see the Battle of Brookie again. God, that was such a great one. I genuinely reckon I've like put myself to sleep watching that video so many times because that was rugby league.
Before every Melbourne game, I watch it. Like I search up on YouTube and I watch it and I get pumped up and I get excited. I'm like, here we go.
That's like when you flick YouTube on and you want to watch some rugby league, like best hits or something.
Battle of Brookie.
You won't obviously ever see that again because,
We should. It should be allowed. We need... Hang on. We have a coach's daughter saying bring back the biff. We've got to do it. We've got to do it.
I think...
Someone on the inner sanctum is saying doing it. Look.
There's nothing better than when a fight... Like, it's passion. They're only fighting because they care, right?
Yeah,
like,
you're fighting.
You think about, State of Origin, Nate Miles, Paul Gallen. Like, they're the moments that you remember.
I remember...
those big games.
You're a Queensland fan. We're New South Welshmen. But I think everyone agrees on one thing. The punch-up after the first hit-up was the greatest part of Origin. Because you knew after that first hit-up, someone was going to do something, and they were getting up throwing.
100%. It's like in ice hockey, right? How they're allowed to have the fights.
But
like,
have you been to an ice hockey game?
I have been to an ice hockey game, yeah.
Yeah, the refs stay out. Once you hit the ground, all right, boys, we're done now.
And obviously it's never going to be that extreme, but I think they need to bring it back a little bit. It's contact sport.
The handbags at 10 paces just isn't good anymore.
You get the views, and I remember, I think Origin 2024 when New South Wales won.
Oh, when Tino dog-shotted Burton.
Oh, no, not this one. This is when Luai got into Cherry Evans.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is what it's about, right? And then the sideline.
They allow it in Origin, which I like, but they need to bring it back into the everyday game.
Yeah, and look, most weeks people aren't going to throw punches, but when you get a Roosters Rabbits game, when you get a Manly Melbourne,
in the
Dolphins game,
and it's like. Love it. You cheer it on.
But how many people went and said that was one of the... even though the Roosters flogged the Dolphins, how many people said this was one of the best fucking parts of the game because it was old school? 100%. You know what? I'm a front rower. You're a front runner. Let's fucking do this.
Let's go.
Bring it on, bitch.
The RMTV podcast is brought to you by FDS Eyewear. FDS Eyewear is your one-stop shop for quality, affordable eyewear. With the latest lens technology and weekly eye testing services, FDS Eyewear provides competitive rates over the larger optical retailers. Visit their store at Wentworthville Plaza, just a short drive from Parramatta.
So far your dad's been at Manly. What's been your favourite game you've seen him coach?
Apart from the Bulldogs game.
Apart from the Bulldogs game, that is up there. I think beating Broncos at home last year was awesome. Like
was there a bit of vindication in it?
It was a bit of vindication. I think that was really cool. And it's always an awesome game when I think any game over South, any game over Broncos, when you beat an old club, it's a little bit sweeter. It's awesome. I think that was awesome because they just came out there and they played their footy fast pace and it was
this the back end of the season? I'm trying to...
Right in the middle. It was right in the middle of the season. I think it was... I know the date, May 31st, actually. So,
not that she's keeping her sheets or nothing.
Anything, but that was an awesome
Bronx
game.
were going through a bit of a rough patch as well. Mid last year, you weren't going to see Bronx win
But that game was kind of everyone had thought they'd figured it out, and then Manly just went boom, and then everyone was like, oh, hang on. Maybe Manly are actually going to contend this year, because... last year was a tough year with all the Cherry Evans rumours that were going around.
Yeah, we had a lot of injuries. I think people forget. We had Paseka out the whole year after round 1. We had Josh Holloway out for pretty much the whole season.
O'Shea Alloway, as Abdo would say.
Pretty much the whole season. They're 2 of our main forwards.
Yeah.
They're 2 of our bigger bodies.
Matt Lodge can only do so much.
Matt couldn't play until round 14 or something with the new contract.
Because he's on the train and trial.
And you look the back end of the season, how much better we performed in those last 8 or so games. Obviously, too little, too late. And not to blame injuries or anything, but
It does affect things.
it does affect.
The RMTV podcast is brought to you by The Legal Problem Solver. The team brings over 25 years of experience in wills, probate, estates, conveyancing, property and commercial law. Connect with The Legal Problem Solver on LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram.
So obviously last year there was a lot of noise and that, the injuries and everything going on sort of affected.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. Obviously, and look at everything that happened with Jake Travojevic. Obviously, he was out.
Yeah. You don't like to use that as an excuse, but
it would have taken a toll on your old man trying to get through
affected
last
the
year.
season. Yeah, for sure. 100%. I think like people think he wants to lose. No one wants to lose 3 games. You come
No
home.
one wants to lose
No
one
one
game.
wants to lose one game. But I think people come home, he's picking the same players, is this and that. That's not the case at all. And when we lose, our house is shit for a week. We're all in a bad mood. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I want to dive into. After a loss, it just affects you as well.
Yeah,
And
it 100% affects the whole family. Because you come home, no one likes to lose. You obviously, when you're losing, he's going into work at 5 a.m. every morning, coming home at 6 p.m., long days at work. And you see the stuff on the media. You try not to read it, but it's hard not to see that stuff. And it's not, obviously you have happy moments, but it's not going to be happy-go-lucky. Oh, yay, we've just lost 3 in a row. We're going to keep on doing
Yeah, I'm so
everything.
happy.
When someone's losing, it's shit. You come home from work.
Yeah.
You have good training days. You
have-
come home from work feeling like crap. And so then, you're eating dinner, a little bit of silence because you don't want to make a joke that could go too far. You want to win. It's a lot happier when you win.
And that's the thing. How often do you reckon your dad would come home from training and be like, you know what? Fucking excellent. Everything was hitting the spot, and gets to game day and you get pumped, 20-4, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Then you could do the same thing, the exact same training schedule the week before, and you pump someone else.
Yeah.
So you
the ebbs and flows, eh?
Yeah, 100%. It's about finding consistency.
Does he get home to switch off from rugby league?
I will say, I think what we were saying about before with Broncos, I think after that whole situation, he's really good at compartmentalizing. So he'll stay at work maybe an hour longer to do it, so he's not doing any work at home. So when he comes home at 6 p.m,
he's dad.
He's dad,
So
and
we've
got a sauna and ice bath at home. So it's sauna, ice bath. We have dinner, watch a movie, hang out, do whatever. He goes to bed pretty early. He goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
But to be fair, he's up at 4,
in
so
the morning. You know what I mean?
He doesn't watch NRL 360.
No, not a big NRL 360 fan.
Does he ever
house.
watch
I wonder why.
Does he ever watch this guy, Buzz Ruffield?
Not bad. I'm liking the impression. So you snuck that in there.
No, you got to sneak it in. But I tell you what, I don't think Manly are going to win the comp this year. It's going to be Cronulla, Sutherland Sharks, and my boy Renato Mulitalio.
No, Ronaldo's out for the year with that little thing in his knee called an ACL.
Back, mate, he'll get wing of the year.
I'm surprised you're not jumping on Nico's
You've got
piece.
Cronulla, who've had the easiest draw for now 3 seasons in a row. So
And Shark Park is a better suburban ground than Brookvale.
Hard disagree.
Says Sharks fans only.
I was gonna say hard disagree.
Look, I have a rule in life. There's 4 things I support. I support the Roosters. I support whoever plays South. I support whoever plays Manly. And when South and Manly play, I support the tie. And even I back 4 Pines over Shark Park. And Shark Park's 15 minutes from me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think there's a banner when one of the Manly fans has one's like, you know what, Manly hates you too.
Yeah.
Manly hates you too. Yeah.
A lot of people hate Manly. They
But I love that. I think being now in Manly, when I was at Melbourne, hated Manly. South hated Manly. Being at Manly, I love that. I think it adds something extra to it.
But I think that also goes back to the 70s and 80s. You had Alan Thompson, who was a great halfback. You think of everything Bozo done there.
They've always had
Fucking
that
Fatty
reputation
Vaulton.
of being the bit of the bad guys in the NRL.
Yeah.
Silvertails,
Yeah, but they had such a good club, and that's why. And I'm not trying to sound cocky here, but that's why everyone hates the Roosters is success.
Yeah, 100%.
And that was Manly back then in the 70s and 80s.
Why everyone probably hates Penrith now. You know what I mean? No
Yeah.
one likes to see.
I got mates who go for Para or Tigers or either Western Magpies back in the day.
Back in the old
And
days.
they just hated your Roosters, your Manly.
Because
I think it
also
adds something to
they
it.
were also seen as richer suburbs, richer areas, so people were on more coin. But
But 100%, we shouldn't have second favourite teams. It should be your team and you hate everyone else in the comp.
yes,
We should not.
Thank you.
That's what it needs to be.
Thank you. Whenever someone says to me they have a second favourite team,
I'm like,
I
no.
want to murder them.
No, you don't have a second favourite team.
I'll be like, I respect Cronulla because of Fitzy, and only because of Fitzy. Or
you
I
can like certain players or certain coaches. Or
but
things
no,
like that.
you can't have a.
You have
Yes,
your
you
team.
can't have a second
And I
favourite
think we need
team.
to bring that back a bit. As I'm saying,
Tribalism.
we've got to 100%. Everyone hates you too. And also, it's a fortress. 4 Pines, the fortress. You go there,
Except for when the Roosters play.
like, you know that they're the ultimate, like, 18th man.
Yeah, I do.
They add something to it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what though, like I think when we were at Brookie last, I think that the chook pen, our drum was. Oh, did we have the drum?
Yeah, we had the drum.
Brookie finally let my mate. He brought the drum in.
Don't think they're going to let us do that again.
No,
Security was hanging around a lot. They were worried about us.
We were getting a bit louder than the actual guy on the mic doing the Manly chant.
So we can't have that.
Yeah, but see,
Can't have that.
again, it's the same at Combank, when Penrith play there, when Para play there. It's the same at Manly. It's the same everywhere. They try the PA chant to drown us out, and they fail.
I mean, you're pretty loud, mate.
Well, me alone normally drowns out the PA chant, so you probably heard me last year. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure vice versa.
If you and me were next to each other, everyone would run.
So you were saying, like, your old man, he's got his sauna.
Yeah.
He's got the ice bath.
Is it the Revive light that they've all got?
So is your dad a bit of like a bit of a spiritual guy? Like, does he like to, like meditate? Because there was a photo, he got papped. I don't know if you saw it.
I have seen it.
Was
I
it
have
DY
seen
Beach?
It.
Was
I think Manly.
Manly Beach.
And he was
That's
just, he was just praying or he was doing
just
something.
chilling.
On a run, doing a little bit of breathing. Like, I think he's someone.
Getting a tan as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
the shirt off.
Like, we keep our dad humble. Like, we are probably his biggest haters more than anyone else. But, like, we take the piss out of him. But he's someone, like, I think, again, going back to this Brisbane stuff, like, he wants to be able to separate work. And he wants, like, I think when you look at Brisbane, like, it all became too much now. And he's also someone, he's always ahead of the trends. Like, I remember thinking back, like, he bought us, like, journals back when we were in year 5, for, like, 3 things you're grateful for this day. And we're like, what the hell? I'm not doing this.
So-
I'm not doing this crap.
Now you do it all the time.
But, like, he's always, like, breath work. He just wants to be fit.
So he's trendy.
He's trendy.
So is he walking around the house doing 6'7", 6'7"?
He's not doing 6'7".
Okay, so you haven't had to slap it out of him
You haven't
yet.
had to slap that out of him. He's pretty good with that
You
stuff.
probably hear that at school too
He's
much.
all the time. But no, he loves, I think, just like, when you've got a good, like, mental, you get everything else, right? You can do better at your job.
Well, mental's probably... There's an old saying from a baseball player called Yogi Berra, and he goes, baseball is 90% mental, 50% physical.
You're a better coach, you're a better dad, you're better at your job, you're better in every aspect of your life when you've got that sorted. So I think he's just someone who, like, likes to prioritize that. And again, everyone can take the piss out of him. We do it just as much as him. Like,
We probably do it more. They probably do it more than we do.
We probably do it more. Like, anything you've said, I'm sure we've said to him before. Like, we keep him in check. We keep the piss out of him. Like, when that photo came up, my whole family group chat's going off. Like, we keep him. But I think it's also, like, he can have a laugh at himself. I think people don't see that side of him. Like, he's really good at taking the piss out of himself, too, and having a laugh at himself. And I think that's why he's so comfortable. Like, in his own skin. He doesn't care what people think about him.
Like, he made rugby league seem so small. Like, mid-season last year when he said, one of the journos, I don't know who it was, but said, she losses now. And he said, if you think about life, every single one of us is going to die, which is true. And he goes, you really work out what's happened in life, overseas, all the wars and stuff. And then you just think, it's just rugby league. And he really put that into perspective. And
what was the reply when he said that?
Because I don't think...
Did you keep saying that around the house?
We never watch the news in our house. Like, we are the least, like, never watch... And so he said it and we're going, what? We're going, what? Like me and my sisters, like, we all went to TAFE. Like, we're all going, what do you mean? Like, when we're like, you're such an academic. Like, oh, you Harvard graduate. Like, look at him coming with the philosophy. Look at him coming with
It had a bit of Billy Slater about it. Like, we're just Queenslanders.
There's this one movie quote. My family love movie quotes. But, pressure. That's not pressure. Like, we kept saying that to him. We would follow him around the house being like, that's not pressure. This is pressure. Like, it's funny. Some of the stuff he says is hilarious. And we watched it at home. We're going, what are you even doing? But I remember in COVID, he said something like, when you go out for drinks with your mates, right? You go pay because you want to have a beer with your mates. It was something around COVID. I'm going, wow, did you even think of that stuff? Like, he just says the most ridiculous things out of his mouth. And I think we just take the piss out of him. Like, we just genuinely, like, nothing's ever serious. I think people make him out to be this, like, academic, philosophical, like, uni lecturer, Harvard grad. Like,
it's funny because
he praise himself like that.
You look at him in an interview and you can tell it's obvious from talking to you. You can tell it's work mode, but he's very simple, very straight to the point. Yeah. But knowing that he was a university lecturer at Uni of Sydney in his past,
it's hilarious.
But then, like, hearing the other side of him, and you're like, yeah, no, we just go for him.
We just go for him. Like, our family group chat name changes, and it will be like taking the piss out of dad, and like
quoting him,
like quoting him. Like, we always do it. Like, we walk around just quoting each other. Like, it's the funniest thing. And I think it's good that he can laugh at himself. But some of the stuff that he comes up with, I'm going, what do you even mean by that? I'm like,
Get
what
off
do
the
you
drugs, bro.
I'm going, what do you even mean by that, mate? I'm like, it's the funniest thing. And I think, he's obviously educated, as he likes to tell everyone. He's an academic, but no, it's funny as like we take the piss out of him just as much as everyone else.
Well, it makes me think there's two things I've got to ask you now. Like, obviously, you've spoken about the group chat and how that kicks off. Everyone has seen the famous photo at Macca's. Now, two things.
Yeah.
The first question is, have you taught him how to not pass out when he drinks out of Macca's? And second, please tell me you took the piss out of him in the group chat for that photo.
100%. I don't know if you saw, he coached his 100th game against Broncos back in 2024 at Magic Round. And we ended up losing by golden point. But we made a sign, and it was, don't sleep on Steve's 100 games. And it was A3 photo of him at Macca's passed out. And we got on the big screen. Like, that's what me and my sisters do. That's what me and my, like I kid you not. Like, that was our poster for his 100th game.
Imagine being the security guard who's looking at it going, are you trying to hang shit on him?
People are asking for photos, and I'm posing like full out there, like loving life. But like that's what his 3 daughters wrote for his 100th game post. Something like, don't sleep on Steve's 100 games. Like it was the funniest thing. But we had just beaten Parramatta. It was like round 4. I think all his mates from Queensland were up, and they all went out. Yeah. And like, who doesn't stop at Macca's after a night?
100%.
Let's be real.
I don't know.
Macca's or a kebab. But over the beaches, you can't get the good kebab, so...
No, yeah. Who doesn't?
So you didn't, I was going to say a bit of a dark turn here, but for his photo, you wasn't going to put the one on the Courier Mail when this man's going to win you a premiership?
That still could happen. It could still happen. Have you not seen
not for the Broncos.
Have you not seen the new... They put the Manly logo over the Broncos logo on that thing?
They can be brutal. Have you ever had media knock on your front door?
Not here we have, but... It got really bad in Broncos. My sister would go to school, and there was 3 cars with cameras parked out the front of our house. And my sister walking out in their school uniform to like go to school, and it's just like photo. We've had a few like at our house take photos and show up.
Damn journos,
just to take it from the dark side, it's something I think I would do. But do you ever get tempted to just like start posing?
100%. But that's like again, me and my sisters are like, this is my good side. Like, just get this
please
side.
make sure it's just this side.
Just get this side.
I wore this outfit just for you.
I like purposely got dressed up and did my makeup, so I go back in the house. I'm like, hey guys, how are ya? No, but it's funny. But yeah, we're not as serious as people think we are. I don't think.
Well, I don't think the average footy fan, I don't really think they can guess like what the true side of an NRL coach is.
No.
Like you try and guess Wayne Bennett,
I think
Bellamy.
people forget they don't actually know these people.
Yeah.
You just see him when the footy's on.
And
100%.
to be fair, like you think about it, there's 17, about to be 18 teams in the comp. There's 18 jobs. So you would expect that those 18 men, I'll include Meninga in it now, have to be so serious.
100%.
But then, their fathers, their brothers, their uncles, they've got to have a life outside of that.
Well, that's it. But Dad always said it's really funny. When you're an assistant coach, you're like a big brother. So you can have a bit more fun with the boys. Like, you always have fun as a head coach, you take the piss. But
you gotta...
You can do a bit more. You can go out drinking with them and do all that. As a head coach, you're like the dad, right?
Yeah,
and it's like, yes, you can have fun with them. And it's like, okay, because at the end of the day, you're going to make big calls. And you gotta tell people, like, you're not playing this week or you're dropping them or this, that. And like, that's someone's career. That's someone's life.
Yeah.
It's not like something to mess around with. So I think, like, that's where I think I know him really well, and you see a lot of people in the NRL know him, and like they're like, see, this is so fun, this and that. But obviously, as a head coach, you can't be going and doing this, that, or that. That is going to get you in trouble, or or not have people respect you. Or it's like being a CEO at a job, right?
Yeah,
you're not going to go out and be completely loose, obviously.
Unless you go to a Coldplay concert.
Unless you go to a Coldplay, exactly. But no, I think it was again but also at the same time as that, people are human. We all go out drinking. We all have big nights. Like, he also ate his burger and went home that night. Like, we're acting like he slept. You know what I mean? It's hilarious.
What did he get? Do we know what he ordered?
Oh, he's a Big Mac, meat and cheese only.
Oh. Medium what?
What? Not
meat
even
and
lettuce?
cheese only. No, we're fussy eaters.
Wow.
We're fussy eaters. I only eat the nuggets and chips.
Yeah.
Any sauce? Nuggets and chips.
Any sauce?
No sauce. I know.
Oh my god.
I know.
So if you
another reason to hate on us, guys.
Fucking man.
I mean that coach is always gonna have haters. I remember like when that rule came out. He's like, what's he gonna do?
I actually reckon there was more abuse on your dad than you, and like there was some good comments directed at you.
I think people forget. Like, I get DMs on Instagram from random people, like having a go. Like, I'm on TikTok and I get people like saying all this stuff about me, saying this stuff about Dad, and you just have to ignore it. But it's hard, and it's like, no, what? Like, you're a middle-aged man who has kids yourself. Like, how does someone sit behind a sit behind a phone, write this, post it, and think, well, that's so normal.
I think
people get very, there's this excuse to say, I've just put a bet on this game. They get really emotionally rolled up.
Yeah.
And they'll text players or your dad doesn't have social media, so they're going to find another Seibold to text,
100%.
But that's the thing, right? I remember it happened to, I think it was Brett or Josh Morris, and I know it happened to Angus Crichton last year. It was like, you fucked my multi by not scoring. Why'd you pass the ball? And it's like, mate, what's the point of that?
I like what Angus Crichton does when he gets an abusive message, when he does he
puts
does
it on
an
his Instagram story.
Yeah, it's like, don't be like this idiot.
That's all almost like what I want to do. Like, I want to be able to reply to every single one and go back, with proof or post it. But it's like you just got to take the higher road. I guess.
You've probably got thick skin now.
I got pretty thick skin.
I think from everything you've said, you have really.
Yeah, I feel like again, I've gone through a lot, and it's taken me a lot. But I try not to take things so seriously. I think my whole family's like that. Like, we can take the piss out of my dad when something happens because nothing's ever that serious. Like his, what's the pressure, da-da-da. I just think people, and don't get me wrong, I get really emotional. Like, I have yelled at TV screens. I've gone, that player sucks, this player sucks. Like, we all do it. I do it when I watch any other sport. Like, that
You'd be a shitty daughter if you didn't.
That player should be dropped. Like, I'm out here being like, Dad, why are you playing this person? Why is this? Or what do you think about this? Or what do you think about this person? Or have you heard this news about this other team? Like, I'm constantly doing that too. Yeah. And I feel like I'm a little bit more in the circle. So it's human nature, right?
You can, yeah.
But I would just never, ever write some of the stuff or think, oh yeah, let's just text this daughter. Imagine I'm texting your daughter.
But that's the thing, right? Yeah. You're his daughter. You're not him.
No.
So why? And I'm going to take a wild guess and say most of these are middle-aged men who have never done anything in their life, who are sitting in their mum's basement still.
100%.
Like, why would you go after someone's daughter? It just doesn't make sense. At
really,
least go after the person themselves.
Yeah.
And I blast people on this potty a fair bit, but there's a line where it's you just got to know.
I just think I would never ever cross that line. It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like some of the things that people will write and say, I'm going, what?
And you know what? Half the time it is, they'll wake up the next morning hungover and they'll go, "Fuck, did I actually?"
Yeah.
Say
We've all said shit we regret hungover. We've all done.
Who hasn't?
Who hasn't? You know what I mean? But I'm just like, geez, it is crazy. I just think. I look at me and my sisters, and I'm like, and I look at my mum and stuff, and I'm like, there's a point when we had to change all our social media, get rid of our last name. I'm going, I shouldn't have to get rid of my last name on my social media.
A lot of teachers do that as well.
Yeah, but I'm private on everything really. But it's it's even I can post a funny TikTok just of me or me and Dad, or a few of them go viral, and it's it just gets bombarded with hate, complete hate, and I'm like, oh Jesus.
Have you ever thought though that actually helps your helps you
100%.
go viral? And you're kind of thanks for the hate, guys.
Why do you think I post my dad a little bit more? I'm not stupid. The Nepo babies know what they need to do.
She's figured the algorithm.
They know what they need to do.
Normally, when you have haters, you're doing something right.
100%.
Well, exactly
right.
They don't hate nobody.
I think we're all pretty good. My family, taking the piss out of it, sweeping it under the rug, just being as I said to you, when those hate comments on the reel from Everest, I'm going, she sounds like she smokes a pack of cigarettes, hilarious, and loving it.
I swear the comment was he, so I don't know if it was about me or you, but
no, I think they were trying to say that her voice was like a bloke,
deeper than my dad's.
Yeah, right.
Which. Look, then you could just say you got something over him.
Exactly.
Let's talk a bit of Manly now. So how much time off does your dad get? So Manly, obviously they would have finished up at...
Didn't make finals?
Yeah, September, and then did he go away?
Yep, so they finished up, September. They obviously have maybe a week there of, doing all the review briefs, medicals on everyone.
Awards nights,
yes. I'm still waiting to be invited if anyone wants to.
Wow.
I know. And then from about, probably mid-September to, I think they went back October.
They would have been late October,
I think it was around October 17th or something, middle of October. So they have about 5 weeks off, right? So Dad went up to Queensland, Mum went up with him. We went up for a week here or there. He just wanted to get out of Sydney.
Fair.
It does
actually take some
feel
time
good.
off, actually get away from the game, because I think that's the only way you can go into it refreshed. You really need to take a break. I don't know how. Is it Wolf? The Dolphins coach?
Christian Wolf.
Went and coached Tonga. Because he went from a season to Tongan camp, coaching the Pacific Championship, to a week off to going into preseason straight away.
And mind you, that would have been hard for Wolf because...
with everything that happened with Katoa.
And I remember sitting there saying to Dad, I'm going, you would just be burning the candle at both ends. Like, I don't know how anyone could do it. But, yeah, so they took 5 weeks off and then went back to preseason. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was middle October or end of October-ish, till about, it was December, like, 20th? 2 weeks off over Christmas, and then they started back up on Jan 5th. So they went to camp in Mudgee, like, last week. So they had a full week in Mudgee.
I just read an article, I think yesterday, Manly's training fields were flooded, or maybe in Narrabeen.
Oh, the Narrabeen, the juniors. Yes,
Yeah,
the
right.
junior boys train out in Narrabeen. So, yeah, they've been training at, they trained Narrabeen up until about probably this second stint of preseason,
right.
sorry. Now they're at Four Pines training
Back in
there.
Four Pines.
Yeah.
Mate, it was funny what you said, like, just even from a fan's perspective, you get to the back end of the year, and I'm like, you know, I've always been footy and cricket. I'm like, you know, I'm keen for the cricket now. And then after the Ashes, now I'm kind of like, you know what, it's time for rugby
You're
league
ready
again.
for it,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, you get
Once
to the
the
new
new
year
year
and you're
starts,
ready
yeah.
for it. But no, it's a good little breakaway. But Dad, usually he'll go do, like, PD over in America. So, like, he went over to, like, the Philadelphia Eagles, like, and a few different clubs like that to go watch them train, how they do things. He went to, like, the Brooklyn Nets, like, and he, like, brings heaps back with him. So he's really big on, like, doing PD and how can they improve each season. But yeah, so they've just gone back to their second stint. I'm excited for the trials. I'm excited to get the season started.
Yeah, I think,
It'll be good.
is it a Manly Roosters trial? Or?
I think we do have a
Yeah,
trial.
we got one up in Mudgee, and then we've got our second one against New Zealand over in New
over in
Zealand.
NZ. So it's going to be, I mean, last year you said Manly going to win the premiership. What do you...
Is
Let's
it
get
still?
into Bella's bold
100%.
predictions.
100%.
What are you thinking?
I've already pictured myself, you know, with the goggles and, like, the ring, like, taking a photo with Dad's stuff.
All right. So you're backing Manly to win.
Yeah, always.
Where do they finish on the ladder?
You've got me
Always.
putting them in the 8 almost.
Where do they
Almost
finish on the
convinced.
ladder? That's what I'm curious. Where do you think they're winning it from?
I think if they can, like, you probably hear Dad say this all the time, but, like, they're worse than their best. If they can get more consistent, they're a top 4 squad easy, in my eyes. They're a top 4 squad easy. I think we have a pretty decent draw this year. Like, I'm pretty happy with the draw. I'm not stoked, I think, with the round 2 bye, round 3 bye, a bit early for my liking, but we've got a pretty good, like, all our turnarounds are pretty
Tommy
good.
stays fit.
Tommy
It's a big
stays
one.
fit. We've got
That's a
Paseka
big
back. Like, Kamali's coming back from his injury.
Jake will be hopefully
Yeah, we've got
full
Kobe
strength.
Hetherington, like,
Yeah,
new
Toby
recruit.
this year, yeah.
Do you rate Jakey's new headgear he's rocking?
It's interesting, isn't it?
You know where they pulled it from, don't you?
No.
NFL.
Yeah.
It's the Guardian caps that they use
Yeah.
in the NFL.
Oh, like underneath the...
No, so
No,
they
yeah,
put,
over
they,
the top of
they
their
put them
helmets.
over the helmet.
Oh, really?
You'll see it, yeah. You see it if you ever watch Hard Knocks. You'll see, like,
Yeah.
a lot of them train with it now with all the new CTE.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
But, yeah, they brought it over.
But yeah,
So-
he's the first one to really try it because there's that whole research about headgear not working because Pong is a
Does
perfect
it
example.
hurt it or does it help it? Yeah.
But those Guardian caps they reckon are good, and so they've
We've
kind
just
of molded
invested, like, I think, like $1 million into the research over
Yeah.
here in Australia. Like, getting it
They're doing a
sorted.
lot.
So it'll be interesting. No, but I think we got a really good. I rate Bullimore. I think he was unlucky to not make emerging Origin squad.
He's a very
last
good player,
year.
Bullimore, yeah.
Like, really, I think unlucky. I really rate Jake Simpkin in that hooker role. I think I think he adds so much. Like, I think he's an underrated player who obviously there's room for improvement. I can see him doing really well this season. I just think if we can keep healthy, keep fit, I don't see why we're not a top
The
4
world's
team.
their oyster.
Which player are you most excited for this year? New, current, old, existing? Like, who are you most in that squad? Do you look at and be like, that's one of the guys our season rests on? A
Bully for me.
Bully, okay.
Bully more.
Yeah.
I think if Bully stays fit, I think that, like, you saw what he did last year. I think he's just going to go
He's a wrecking
even
ball.
better.
Well, now you
better.
got Jamal Fogarty as well.
I think-
now.
yeah,
Camp.
I'm
That's where I was fishing. I was waiting for the Fogarty answer.
I'm excited for Jamal. I think he'll be huge. I'm excited to see his partnership with Luke.
Yeah.
I think that'll be really interesting with Brooksy.
It's going to be a very huge year for Manly. This is their first year without DC in the halves since what?
Yeah.
2010.
2009
Yeah,
actually because he
yeah.
debuted in 2010.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
thought
debuted-
he made his debut and won the comp straight away.
No, debuted in 10. I think he played a game.
No, I think he won the comp that first year, didn't he?
Yeah,
He won-
I think he
he
debuted
won-
in 2011.
They,
I
they
thought-
won
I thought he
2007 and
played a
9,
game
right?
in
No,
10.
no. 8 and...
They won in
8.
8, 9,
8
11.
was the 40
9.
0
Yeah.
Then 9 lost.
No.
No.
They won in. So they lost to Melbourne in 7.
Yeah.
And then they won 40-0 in 8.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
And then 2011 they beat Warriors.
Yeah, no,
That's
yeah,
right,
no,
yeah.
yeah. Maybe it was 2011. No.
I thought he debuted
I thought he
in
won the comp his
2010.
first year. Maybe.
I thought
2010.
he played like a game or something. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't massive. But
Someone
yeah.
will fact check.
But
Yes.
2011 was definitely his first full year,
Yes,
that's
yes,
for sure.
No.
And,
But
and people always get shocked when, you know, you have that half footy fan. Then it's like, oh, Joe Real Hargraves. Yeah, he played for Manly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, started off there.
Do you reckon, Desi ever goes, fuck, I screwed up there?
I mean,
I feel like every coach probably has that about a player.
There's got to be at least one player.
I'm sure there's every coach probably has that player where it's like they didn't kick off under them or like they moved on. Like there has to be.
You just can't control that, can you?
No, you can't.
No.
Shibasaki, no one thought now was going to be the year.
Now look what he's done.
Season,
yeah,
you know what I mean. He was at Newcastle in 21. Obviously, debuted under Dad at Broncos. Was one of those fringe players here and there.
I've got to ask. So did your old man watch the grand final?
Yeah, we watched it.
How was it for him seeing Broncos win the comp?
I think we hold on to it more than he does.
Yeah.
I think he's
because he would have saw players that he debuted.
Well, that's the thing. People think, oh, you leave a club. He's still on a really good relationship with a lot of those boys. Stays in contact with a lot of the boys. It's never going to change.
Nah.
You see them throughout the season. I think obviously shit happens, but I think, we definitely probably hold more of a grudge.
It's probably more the board that he doesn't like compared to the players.
Not even. Dad and Carl Morris has a great relationship.
Oh, nice.
A huge, great relationship. Obviously, Paul White's left now, but, I think, obviously, situations happen, but, I think we probably hold on to it a bit more. We're a little bit sulky.
You probably copped a bit more out of it at the end of the day, really.
And I think he's moved on. I really do. I think, he's focusing...
Well, let's get a prediction from you. Who do you think is going to be the first coach to move on from a club this year? Because there's going to be a few teams that will struggle this year. I mean, there's a few new coaches tied in.
There's definitely two in my mind. I know that much.
See, I'm excited. I think it's hard. Newcastle and Titans, you can't see them.
Well, let's just say who's going to struggle.
Who do you reckon the first person getting fired this year is?
Honestly, I don't know. I know that sounds like such bullshit, but I think having, knowing it's someone's livelihood, more than it is, I think it's hard for me. There's obviously coaches that I'm here and there, but I'm I know what it's a lot harder than it is.
I think you and I have kind of agreed on who do we think.
Who are yours?
I'm going to say Todd Payton.
Okay.
I'm tossing up between Payton and Flanagan as one of the first two fired.
Yeah, I don't think...
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I think they're the two closest.
I do think they're probably the two closest to the chopping block. But I know Todd Payton, he's gutted his assistant coaches and got all new coaches in there.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see.
Trying to start
I know
fresh.
Greeny's going up there and a few others. So I think, again, interesting to see.
What's your top 8?
Top 8.
I'll put you on the spot here.
Don't even
in
have to
any
go
order?
one.
No, okay.
Any order.
Okay. Obviously Manly.
Yeah, Manly number 1.
Number 1.
Glad you said that.
You've always got to put Melbourne in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I reckon they'll slip a bit, but they'll be in there.
I agree. I don't think they're necessary, but you can never count them out.
No.
Never. Obviously, they've lost a few.
They got Bellamy. You can't count them out.
Can't count them out.
Once Bellamy goes in, they're fucked.
Yeah. I hate to do this. Penrith are probably up there.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in top 4 though.
No, I agree. Same as last year.
But I think Roosters could be up there, but again, not top 4.
Yeah.
That hurts.
I'm excited to see. I think this is another make or break year for Warriors.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see how they go. I think Luke Metcalf coming back from his ACL injury.
He steered that ship for him.
He was so good for them.
He was so good for them. He was so good for them. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Who else am I thinking about? I don't have Sharks or Souths in my top 8.
Oh, hallelujah.
Go after my
I don't
heart.
have either of those. I think Bulldogs will be on that fringe.
Yeah, I think they'll slide
I don't think
in.
I think they'll slot in maybe on that 8, 9. I don't think them right on the fringe.
Probably one more.
Yeah.
One more.
Let's see how Parramatta go this year.
I think Parramatta could
I think they
actually...
could surprise some people. I think with Jonah Pezzett coming in.
If Moses is healthy...
Moses is fit. I think Talon, a few more games last season under his belt in that hooker role. Be exciting to see how he goes.
Hopefully no more blow-ups from Moses at him.
No, I reckon similar to what Manly with Tommy, if Moses is there, I think they'll make the 8. Even Para had a year last year where the back end they beat us at Combank.
Don't remind me, that was my birthday game.
Yeah, I know that was. You weren't happy that day on your birthday. No. And we were confident we'll beat Para.
Yeah, it's Para.
I'm also excited to see how Newcastle go. I think as I was saying before, Halsey, I think he's one of the greatest attacking assistant coaches in the game. Who's so underrated.
They got a bit of strike. Now Dylan Brown's up there.
Dylan Brown
Sandon's
up there.
up there.
Got Sandon up there. It'll be interesting.
Is that your Smokey? Is that your team that might...
I think so.
Upset the apple cart?
I think so, yeah. But again, like, besides the last year, Newcastle have always really been in that. Like, we look at Adam O'Brien's tenure there. They missed out on finals twice in his 6 years there or something. They've never been like. We're still under this impression that they're a wooden spoon team. They've always
agree.
been right on that.
Who got it last year?
Last year was
Titans?
Titans.
Yeah.
Because they got
right.
robbed by South.
Yeah.
I will stand on my. I will
Yeah.
die on my cross. If South lost that game, they would have got the
100%.
spoon.
100%.
I actually tipped South to the spoon last year.
So did I.
Yeah.
Thought they were gonna-
Yeah.
Who's your spoon this year?
I think it's going to be around the clubs of. I don't want to say South. I think they'll improve with Murray coming in. But
having Murray
they
back.
They lost Moale. Obviously, he went to Storm then before coming to us. Like Kuamatangi has
They've
left
got
for
for feet.
Dragons. but
He's
he's
got one
he's
more
still
year.
there.
One more
he's
year.
still got one more year
Well,
left.
funnily enough, Wayne Bennett has always had this rule that if you sign for another club, I'll drop you.
That's what kind of.
So it'll be interesting to see if
see what
Keon
happens.
plays, because if he does, Bennett's going back on his
but
word.
obviously they've got Fafita now, but
Yeah, when he plays his 2 games.
yeah, I have.
Latrell with his 5.
I probably have Sharks down the bottom.
You're gonna get Sharks spoon.
I don't
Sharks
have Spoon, but I see him down.
All right, spoon. Come on, give us a spoon
So you
prediction.
reckon? Yeah.
All right, I'll make it easy. You get to pick 2 clubs that could potentially win the spoon. Who's it going to be?
Ooh, okay. I don't see Titans improving too much,
I think I'm back in Titans.
but
Quietly.
for no other reason than I think it's just gonna be a rebuild year. Like
New
you've
coach.
got a new halves combination, a new
yeah.
coach. Like you've got I just think it's gonna be a rebuild.
I reckon Titans. I could see them having a crack
That's
and
what
just
I mean.
losing games by 2.
And that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like not from lack of trying. Like I just think it's one of those rebuild years.
I
where
think
there's
this
a lot
year's
of
going to be
change.
probably one of the closest
I agree.
years.
I agree. I think any team, like if you look at last season, any team can beat anyone on their day.
Well, look at what we've done in Melbourne. 40 points on Melbourne in one half of footy. Like, that's...
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who does it. That's unheard of.
You even look at us not like against Newcastle last year, we're up 20-0 and then we lost 22-20, or like against Titans, like all these teams. Then we can go up to Melbourne and beat Melbourne. Like it's just.
It
It's
makes you
interesting.
frustrated, doesn't it?
It makes you frustrated because you think just that one game there, if we would kept that lead, we would
Where
have
did
been
it
in
mainly
the eight.
come last year? 11th, 10th?
10th, yeah.
And it's just those games where you just probably
1 or 2 games that just blows your year for you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's it's gonna be
I
big.
think it's gonna be close though.
Even for the Chooks, like we're excited. Obviously, DCE is at his second club
DC is
now.
coming.
And if you told me 10 years ago, I mean, like I never thought Cooper Cronk was gonna play for the Roosters.
Oh, neither did I.
And now
Yeah,
is DC going to be the next Cronk? We'll find out. It's going to be
it'll be exciting.
I'm sure you've got Manly Roosters pen down for round 4
Oh,
rookie.
100%.
It's basically going to be a yell-off now, so we're going to see who's
100%,
going to be louder.
100%, just
She's
you
going to
wait.
come to the hill
Just
to
you
find
wait.
me, so we can
100,
just yell
you
at each
wait.
other.
Just you
Done.
wait.
We'll just stand there next to each other to see who's louder.
No, I'm excited. We have like the drawer up on our fridge at home. Like it's like my friends hate me during the footy season because it's a birthday on a Saturday. Sorry, I got Dad's game. Like I drive
I
to
love that.
Wollongong. I drive to Newcastle. We fly up to Queensland. Like we.
I love that.
We
That's so
we go
good.
to every single game that we can possibly
What's
go
like?
to.
Here's a few random questions. What was probably your 3 favourite stadiums that you've been to?
Oh, okay. I love Four Pines. I hated it, but now I just love the atmosphere of a
Yeah.
small stadium.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely love Four Pines. I think Suncorp, when you can get a sellout, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. The atmosphere is great. They can get a crowd of 50,000 at every game.
Yeah.
I went last year. You didn't come up. I
Nah, that
went
was-
up with Luke and
When we beat them up there.
yeah, Bronx were favourites, and no
Yeah.
one really gave us a chance, and we won. And like the crowd, it was just it kicked on back on Caxton Street, but it
As it should. And I'm going to say, a bit of a rogue one. I love Emmy Park.
I do the trip to Melbourne every year, and I have.
And they
since,
always have the away fans in that one corner.
Yep.
And like just like it's awesome. I really do. I loved it. Like when Dad was at Melbourne, I loved traveling up there when we played.
You could
against
only
them.
imagine how good it was for us last year when we were down. It was 10-0,
and we beat them. Yeah.
and then second half went 40-10, and it was
Yeah.
just and that was Bellamy's
that was Bellamy's like 600th or whatever
That's
it
so
was, and they
crazy.
blew it.
very very somber.
I
at full time.
still remember we were copping it at halftime from the Melbourne fans, and then at full time, like they're wheeling out the 600 and they're about to light it, and you just see all the Melbourne fans leave, and you're like, What's wrong? Don't you want to stay for your coach?
Well, that's the thing. Like, when Dad was at Melbourne, I was the ball girl. And so it took Dad like 2 years to finally let me be a ball girl because he was so afraid that if the ref made a call or like something, I was going to run. Because I'm like really loud. And so he was so scared that I was going to be like, are you serious? I'm like 12 years old to a winger, like a player on the wing, as I'm the ball girl. Like, he was like petrified because he goes, you're too intense. Like, I don't want you down on the field because I don't know what you're going to say or do. Like, it was like, but yeah, it's awesome. Like, but I would love like hearing someone in the crowd like yelling, and I'm there being like, yes, or like they score a try, I'm on this, I'm like, yes, as I'm like running the kicking tee out to go stand there, and I'm like, Julie on your boot. Like, what can I do now to like?
I think we found the female me at a footy game.
Oh,
I think we may have found the female me.
I've got videos of when we beat Roosters in that like last season. No.
Trying to think.
Who did
we didn't beat us last year?
No. Was it New Zealand? The very last game of the year at Manly.
Oh,
yeah. So it was to help you guys. Oh.
The Warriors Manly game?
Yeah, it was something to do with like, I don't know, Roosters.
Top 8, yeah.
Top 8 or something like that.
You secured our spot.
We secured a spot. And I'm like standing on like all the chairs in the stadium, like yelling, being like, we've won the season, last game wins it all. Like, you know, like last try, like won the game. And like being like, F the Roosters, and Roosters weren't even there. And I was just like joking around, like, I actually need to be stopped. Like, my poor dad.
No, genuinely.
Do you sit near him, or you're just kind of like
no, there's like, where like, you know, in the new, it's not the Bob Fulton stand, but you know where like the performance stand. Is it? Yeah, the new stand, I don't know. There's nice, like, there's a little corner there where all like the family and wives and children sit. So
we'll be on the hill. Come find us.
Yeah, I've only ever been on the hill one game, and it was against Broncos, and I like became the biggest menace. Like, someone took over me, and I was like doing shoeies on the hill. I'm running up and down, I'm yelling.
This is
and
great.
I was having the time of my life.
We're bringing the RMTV mic for that one.
I don't get embarrassed. Like, it's really bad.
And to be fair, I was a bit disappointed when I saw Manly Roosters on a Thursday night.
Yeah, that's dumb scheduling.
And I tell you, the atmosphere's going to be. I tell you what, there's probably going to be a lot of booze. Like,
yeah,
we're going to expect that, but it's no.
But if we win,
awesome.
We'll give it. If we lose, you just got to cop that.
You cop it. 100%.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. Nah, I'm excited for the season. It'll be good.
I got to ask this question. It was put to me by one of my mates at cricket, and you know what's coming because I warned you this is coming. As obviously a young girl coming through to football, when you hit that age of like 18, did you ever have a player hit on you?
It's so funny.
Don't have to name it, but
it's so funny because like all these rumors run around that like I was like hooking up with all these Broncos boys, and I was like 15 at the time.
Yeah,
I'm going, there's no way.
Maybe in your manly years we're talking.
Like, there's no way, but like not really. Like, I think.
Do you reckon they're scared because you're the coach's kid?
I don't want to say, like, you know when like you look at movies and it's like, oh, you see like the coach's daughter like date one of the players or something like that. Like, genuinely, it hasn't happened, but I think it's because like they're just afraid of dad. Or I don't know. Or maybe I'm just not attractive. I don't know. But like, no, I think they're just like.
Maybe they're scared of you.
Maybe they're scared of me. To be fair, like I come around a lot. So like, but yeah, because like I think as well. I think because we've grown up with it. I see them more as like brothers anyway.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I have all sisters, and so like we'd go to training. Like, I wrote Ryan Hinchcliffe a poem for like my year 6 assessment about him being at Melbourne Storm and like all this stuff. Like, so for me, it's always just been like that. So like I come in and I'll come over for dinner and I'm like making jokes or like just sitting there like I would eating a normal dinner. Like, it's not. I just very like I think.
So no one's done the Dylan Brown and tried to date the coach's daughter?
No one tried to date me. I think my sister's gotten a few, but yeah, she's got the blonde hair and all that. But
do you ever get spotted much on the peninsula?
Yeah, I feel like everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
it is pretty close.
Everyone knows everyone, and I'm also like I'm quite vocal. I have a few drinks in me, and I'll like.
Everyone's like, it's just
like and the Seibold and this and that. Yeah. So no, like it was pretty cool. I like when like the races. I was like, I went back to my friends. Like, guys, I'm like famous. Like, seriously, I'm like famous over here.
Just a modest potty. Just
a
few questions.
The question is though, who's higher in the Manly royalty ranks? Is it the Seibold family or the Stewarts? Because like I remember Brett and Glenn used to run that whole across the spit. It was Brett and Glenn, and they used to get up to some mischief.
I've got to give it to them still. I think I've got to give it to them still.
They're still just everyone flocks.
Me and Dad have done our fair share. Like, I know I posted a TikTok and it was like, I always see him and his daughter out together. Like, they never go home. They're always out. I'm like, sorry, I like to have a good time.
Yeah, sorry, I like to party.
Sue me. But no, I think I got to give them the crown. I'll happily take second place there.
What's your like go-to? Oh man, everyone might start going there. What's your go-to spot in like on the northern beaches? That
it depends on the vibe. Like I don't love going out on the beaches, but if I'm going to go out, the Newport on like a Friday night is pretty good. Like summer, Friday night, Newport. There's a new place called like the ESPYs.
Yep.
It's like an outside bar, like really cool on the water there. I'm not a big fan of Felons beer. So I don't love the Felons Brewery, but 4 Pints. 4 Pints is always great if you just want like pub vibes.
Yeah.
We went
Stain
to
after midnight.
I was going to say, are we going to get to the Stain
the Stain
eventually?
after midnight can go off on the right night.
We were
I've been known to do the worm at the Stain at 1 a.m. a few times.
for my last work conference, we were out at the W on Manly Beach, and we ended up at the Stein for our annual catch-up post our gala dinner.
Yeah.
It's just
You can't go there before like 11 p.m.
No, you've got to go late.
That's where you end your night.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go, Mossman, Pickle Possum is the place to go. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
Still serve shots after 2 a.m. It's great.
And they're good shots.
They're good shots.
Yeah,
I miss the beaches.
Do you think Sydney's got a good nightlife? I mean, I've been down to Melbourne as well. Melbourne, like, they'll just go to a sunrise. And, like, I was out a few weekends ago. Just sometimes places shut so early.
Yeah.
Even just Queensland, like, even, like, Magic Round going to the Valley.
You know
like,
what New South Wales need to bring that Queensland do so well? Like surf clubs, like actually having like a bar or a pub with a pokies at a surf club on the beach that you can walk into. They do it so well there.
Well, they tried to get it going in Cronulla, like Wander and all that, and they weren't allowed to.
Yeah,
it's like,
I know, but they do that really well over there. But
I think the lockout laws killed Sydney.
100%. Like some of the stories, like Dad says from back in the day of like King's Cross and all
Oh,
that.
every parent King's Cross.
You kids will never understand King's Cross at its peak.
It makes me jealous. I don't
you went
mind
through
going
that.
out.
I went at its peak.
Yeah.
Like you'd go down to wherever you're going, you know, you'd come out, you'd go to Macca's to get a feed, the cops would be arresting someone, and then you get in your taxi and go home.
Yeah. See, I don't mind going out in the east, like Public Bar, Beach Road, not bad. But yeah, City, Surrey Hills, the Clock. I don't mind the Clock.
Yeah, the Clock's good.
Clock's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I can make anything fun.
Yeah,
You just got to get the right person in the middle of the dance floor, right?
100%.
Well, what are the celebrations going to look like when Manly win the comp this year?
Oh, get excited. I don't think you understand. Like, I have been planning these for the last 23 years of my life.
Yeah.
If they win, we've got to bring her back for a celebratory
100%.
episode.
Oh, it'd be.
100%.
I remember.
Get her like when she's just finished at the pub.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Come straight out.
Well, the
for
last
it.
time Manly won a comp was
11,
in
wasn't
2011.
Yeah,
and
and
they
we've won one every decade. So we've got 4 years left to do it this decade.
Oh, see what happens, eh?
Yeah, this is the year.
All right, Bella. Well, thank you very much
Thank you
for
for
coming
having
on.
me. It's awesome.
Thank
And,
you.
yeah, I guess the footy's back.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Excited
you.
for the season.
No, it's going to be good. It could, I reckon, Roosters Manly Grand Final.
There we go.
Oh, can we have a repeat of 13? Except this time when Cherry wins the Clive Churchill, it'll
See,
actually be
that's
good.
the photo right there.
Yeah, that's why I thought I'd bring it up. I looked straight at it. I was like,
And there as well. So, all right,
Nice.
guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe from all of us. It's goodbye.
have a great night, guys.